Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in as per usual. Now today I want to talk about the JCF panel interview, and to be specific, I want to give you guys an heads up on some of the potential questions I believe you may be asked during your interview. Now guys, passing the interview is integral to moving forward to the next step in the hiring process, and so it is important that you prepare in advance for the potential questions you may be asked. So with that said guys, let's get right into it. Now the first thing you may be asked to do is to tell the panel about yourself. So they will say, tell us about yourself. Guys, don't be sidetracked by the question itself. They are not asking about your life story. What they want is a summary of the type of person you are, what skill sets and qualifications you may possess, and what makes you the ideal person for the job. I did a video on how to properly answer this question, so if you are interested, here's a link in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. Now the next question that may follow this one is, they may ask you, why do you want to be a police officer? They ask this question because they want to better understand your intention of wanting to join the force. In your answer, you can share multiple reasons why you want to be a cop, but make sure your answer shows that you are an ethical person who has the passion for public safety. Guys, law enforcement is essentially about keeping communities safe and to maintain law and order. And so you want to structure your answer around the premise of wanting to make communities safer. For example, you could say, I want to be a cop because it has always been my dream to have a meaningful career where I'll be able to have a positive impact on the persons I interact with on a day-to-day basis, to make communities a safe place where the fear of crime is non-existent, right? And I see that opportunity here within the JCF. Just ensure your answer is something that shows your passion for law enforcement, guys. Keep it short, keep it simple. You don't want nothing too long and drawn out to the point that it gets boring and the interviewers start to yawn, right? Now, another potential question is, what is your greatest weakness? Now guys, the key to answering this question is to identify weaknesses that still communicate your strength. This will show the interviewer you are introspective enough to know your areas of weakness, but you are working to fix them. For example, you could say, my greatest weakness is I struggle with public speaking. I tend to get nervous when I'm faced with these situations, but I've started to participate in more group activities in order to get over my fear and nervousness. Just remember guys, to keep your answer short and simple. Now I am quite sure that your general knowledge will be tested, and so I have a few questions I strongly believe they will ask you. The first of which is, who is the police commissioner, or who was the previous commissioner of police? Now guys, everyone who as much as thought about becoming a police officer must know who the commissioner of police is, but let me refresh your memory just in case. The current commissioner is Major Antony Anderson, and before him was Mr. George Quaylow. Here's a bonus tip guys, the commissioner is the chief commander of the JCF who oversees the performance of the different departments and is responsible for implementing departmental policies and procedures. Next, you need to know the 4 deputy commissioner of police and their portfolio. Here I have on screen the current deputies and the portfolio they hold. Also, I want you guys to make checks with your local police and find out who the assistant commissioner of police is for the area you live in. The information for these 4 will be irrelevant as time passes, so it is best if you will look up the current information to know the current deputies whenever you have your interview coming up, right? Integrity guys, integrity is an important trait that employers look for in potential candidates during the hiring process, and so they may ask you to define what integrity is in your own words. Now guys, integrity is the practice of being honest and knowing what is right from wrong and always doing the right thing. right? So they will they might test you on some ethical things. They may ask you if you are out there and you see your colleague committing a crime or doing something that they should not do. Think about how you would deal with something like that. Will you report it to your supervisors? Will you say something to them? Or would you deal with a situation like that? So they might ask you something in that regards, right? So be prepared for that as well. Another possible question is, what is the goal of the JCF? From my understanding, guys, you know, others may have different understanding, but from my understanding, the JCF goal is to improve public safety, reduce crime and disorder, and the preservation of the peace. And as I said, guys, you may have a different understanding, and that is fine. Just ensure it is within reason of what policing is about. Now, moving on. Ensure you are informed about the government ministers and the opposition cabinet ministers and the portfolio that they hold. You may be asked to name 2 government ministers or opposition ministers and their portfolio. At the very least, ensure you know who the Minister of National Security is and who the opposition shadow minister is as well. Although it would be best to know all the cabinet ministers and the shadow cabinet along with their portfolios, right? Just in case they would name a portfolio and ask you who the minister is, or name a minister and ask you what portfolio they hold, or ask you to name 5 cabinet ministers and their portfolios. So just keep yourself abreast with these kind of things, right? Next, you need to know, guys, the ranks of the JCF. There are 11 ranks, and you may be asked to name at least 5 of them. So from the lowest rank, they are district constable, constable, corporal, sergeant, inspector, assistant superintendent of police, deputy superintendent of police, superintendent of police, senior superintendent of police, assistant commissioner of police, deputy commissioner of police, and the man at the helm, the commissioner of police. So the commissioner would make 12 if you include him, right? You also want to know the names and roles and function of the Chief Justice, the Director of Public Prosecution, the Attorney General, and the Commissioner of Indicom, right? The next thing you want to do, guys, is to familiarize yourself with the names of the mayor and the custos of your parish. Don't forget about them. Remember, they are testing your general knowledge. You need to know the issues that Jamaica is facing now. There's limitless things that they can ask you about. They can ask you about things that was in the news the night before. So you just have to keep yourself abreast of what is happening around you, what is happening within Jamaica, what is happening within the JCF. You need to know these things. Keep yourself abreast. Follow the news media, follow the print media, and you can follow social media. You understand? So just keep yourself abreast. Now, at the end of the interview, they will ask you if you have any question. Just ensure you prepare at least 2 questions, right? And they should never be about the salary. Don't ask how much you get paid. You will be told that whenever you are invited to the orientation. Ask questions that allow you to learn more about the organization. The reason for this is that it gives the panel a sense that you are really interested to be a part of the organization, since you are seeking, right, to learn more about it. Anyway, guys, this should cover a broad section of the possible questions you may be asked. So just keep yourself abreast, as I said before, and you should do extremely well in that interview. If you find this video helpful, guys, comment down below. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.